All right, that was Monica. Don't take it personal. So last week I had an occasion to sit down with Charlamagne the God on his Comedy Central show. Hell of a week. And the first question Charlamagne asked me about the midterms that had just happened last week. And apparently Dr. Boyce Watkins took exception to two men who he didn't feel were qualified to have conversations about election pontificating on. He thought that Charlamagne is just a shock jock and that basically I was just a comedian. So what do we know about politics? Basically, he said what white people do is sit down and do whatever it is you do. It's interesting because most people who we listen to a lot, say for instance, the people that are the highest paid sports analysts were not professionals in that sport. Nobody makes more money than Stephen A. Smith, and as far as I know, he never ran a football or coached a team or hit a baseball, but he is listened to. People that give you advice, like movie critics, I don't know how many of them have ever won an Oscar, but yet they're listened to. I don't know how many food critics have ever had a Michelin star, but yet they listen to. He further intimated that nobody listens to comedy to shape their political opinions or words, basically words like that, except black people. How untrue is that? When a politician wants to be heard, doesn't he go to Bill Maher? Isn't he a comedian? When a politician wants to be heard, doesn't he go to Trevor Noah's show, who's also a comedian? Or we can go to Stephen Colbert's show, who's a comedian? Comedy has often shaped the way we see the political arena. As a matter of fact, there was a study that was conducted by Forbes, and it was a 10-year study, and it measured comedy. Right now, satire, which is comedy, and social media are where people get most of their political opinions by. It is, Boyce Watkins take pride in telling us how intelligent he is. Matter of fact, his show is called The Intelligent People Show. But if you relegate it to just black people being guided by what they see in terms of comedy, it isn't just black people. When Bill Clinton played the horn on Arsenio Hall's show, which is a comedian, it changed the trajectory of that race. Comedy did that. Comedy also, when Bill Cosby had the show, The Cosby Show, followed by A Different World, the ascent of black people to college, the most educated segment of our society is black women. You can trace that back to A Different World, which is a comedy. As a matter of fact, you can trace black people. He said that black people were basically a joke because we listened to comedians. As a matter of fact, Bill Cosby is responsible for having the black family unit be taken seriously. You can extrapolate that out, and you can show a direct connection between the Cosby Show and Barack Obama being president. Comedy has always played a hand in our life, and it doesn't make you a joke because you listen to people who have a perspective. As a matter of fact, Moliere said comedy is used to correct men by amusing them. Shakespeare said that many a truth is spoken in jest. That is the power. It's wonderful that you're a political analyst. It's just that nobody listens to political analysts to make their decisions. It's wonderful that you're intelligent. It is not up to me to decide who listens to you. You would be better suited trying to figure out why they listen to the people that you don't respect and don't listen to you. It is amazing how people that are supposed to be experts find themselves on the other end of things. It isn't that I feel like I'm a leader. I never have. There's no doubt that Boyce Watkins is immensely more intelligent than me. I can't say why people listen to me, but I do know this. In social media, on Instagram, there are not very many accounts who are more engaged than mine. I can't tell you why that is. People have more numbers, but people come and engage on my account. They set the metric for Instagram according to my account. I can't tell you why that is, but I can tell you this. You made the statement that you couldn't do what I do, but so it's foolish for me to try. Like, I guess you're saying that you're a political expert, and I can't. And you intimated that you couldn't do what I do, and I can't do what you do. I can very much do what you do. I can take my informed decision, an opinion, and share it with the world. I don't expect it to change anything. I would never insult your intelligence. You have a PhD, you got to be a very bright man. The question, you're better served finding why people aren't interested in what you said and would rather listen to a shock jock and comedians and political experts. I can say this, when they were interested in getting black men to vote, they called me out. When the president wanted something to happen, he called me out. But I've talked to the presidents and senators and congressmen, not because I asked to, not because I hold myself as a leader, not because I have a PhD, I have a GED. But something about what I do and say has people interested in what I said. I'm not an author. I got 5 books on the LA Times. I'm not a documentarian. I've won Peabody Awards. So your quest shouldn't be, why are they listening to these people? It's why aren't they listening to you? And since you malign the fact that I have a GED, or that I'm not as bright as you, or that I'm just telling jokes, or that I am a joke, why did you, a couple of years ago, ask Jasmine on several occasions to get you to share your quotes and your tweets and your sayings on my page? Why did you want to have access to the very thing you think I shouldn't have? Why is it that a man like you, who is so bright and the home of intelligent conversation, turned to a GED? Why did the PhD need a GED? It is because, whether you like it or not, people listen to certain people and don't listen to others. You've convinced the world and yourself that you're the smartest guy in the room. Now find out why the room is so often empty. That's a little note from the GED section. We've got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.